Hello, Twitch and or YouTube. I'm back. It's been a couple weeks. Oh no, I can hear myself. What did my OBS do? Ugh, thank you for telling me it's muted. I want to even wear headphones during this. I don't listen to anything. Sorry, I thought I muted the thing that goes to me. Anyway, thanks. I was saying, appreciate it, Code and Joy. How are you doing? How's life? Um, I was at a bunch of conferences, three really good ones. I enjoyed a lot. JS Day IE, post conference renamed to JS Conf IE for future years. Um, React Live Amsterdam and Revo.js, all great. But between those and prepping my personal repositories for Hacktoberfest, I kind of fell behind on a lot of my maintenance work for larger projects. So that's going to be today. Got an issue review queue and a PR review queue. A lot of stuff to get through. Oh boy. Oh boy. Demian. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for coming. How are you doing? For anyone who hasn't seen my stream or work before, I'm Josh. Hello. I'm a full-time, independent, open source maintainer in the TypeScript ecosystem. A lot of my work is on the issue and PR review queues you're looking at now, typescript-eslint, which is the tooling that lets you run standard JS tools such as ESLint and Prettier on TypeScript. I say this at the beginning of a lot of my streams because I'm trying to practice. It's a mouthful. I also work on random other contributions and personal projects such as create TypeScript app. I also stream and like talking about open source and TypeScript and development. So if y'all have any questions on any of this stuff or anything in general, please do ask. I'm always happy to chat. And I'll try to remember to say that as people join throughout the stream. Some of the stuff I work on kind of gets into ASTs or abstract syntax trees. That's the way that code gets represented in tooling that works on code. I know every acronym is like a whole scary thing for some, but it's explained, I think, somewhat well on our ASTs page. Got like full docs explaining like this 1 plus 2 is actually represented in code tools like ours. It's like this little JSON object. Type expression statement, that's what that is. And the expression is a binary where it's a left of 1, operator plus, right of 2. Ta-da! So if y'all have any questions on this, feel free to ask. There's also some documentation stuffs on our website. But okay, I'm going to start today with pull requests because people want to make code changes and we haven't had too many of them recently. All right, and this I'm just posting in the chat. This is the PR review queue that I start with. Once I get through this and then the issue queue, I just go through all the open ones. This is a restriction filtered to just the ones that like don't have an awaiting for author or note on them or some such. Oh, also I get out of here. ESLint. Been listening to things. There we go. I also post everything on the internet. That's not what I wanted to go to. So everything I work on, you will be able to find on my Joshua K. Goldberg social media thingies. There it is. Let's begin. Sure, add Discord and Stack Overflow as links to issue templates. I approved like a month ago. So this looks like a pretty straightforward thing. By the way, how are my audio levels? Are they good? I like played around with them, try to get this closer to my mouth to make it a little more clear what I'm saying. In the admittedly annoyingly large. Okay, good. Thanks. Appreciate it, Code and Joy. We have this kind of annoyingly large list of things because we're a mono repo and we have a lot of different stuffs. So towards the end, we're also adding links to Discord and Stack Overflow. I previously approved it. Brad just, I don't, yeah. What is this lint? So actually let me post up small PR to touch our docs, our issue creation templates, our issue forums, extra links for places to ask questions. Also, my standing desk kind of decreased in quality over the last few months. I can kind of hear it shaking. Does anyone else feel that? Hear the wiggliness? Fun. My God, it's like really. Now that I have my headphones off, I hear it. So rerun. Just want to rerun lints, but this is fine. Let's clone this locally. Get my warp terminal, code typescript-eslint. What PR is this? Okay. My local yarn is a little messed up. I have to run the JavaScript file directly. It's node.yarn releases whatever. And then node.yarn releases whatever lint. To see why the lint thingy was failing. That's my professional way of referring to code stuff. Come on, yarn. I've been using npm in my personal projects and it's pretty great. Yeah, Josh Cena brings up a good other possibility here, which I really like. We didn't post it as an issue yet, so while we're waiting for yarn, I'll do that. Documentation request, typescript-eslint.io. We don't have like a community page or anything right now. Contributing, maintenance, community. So yeah, I think that would be a good idea to add one. +1, Josh. Oh, there we go. .yarn, releases, yarn, whatever. Interesting little zoom bug on the VS Code terminal canvas. Okay. Docs, add community, page 2 website. Ugh, yes, love PNPM. Fun fact, I learned the hard way by posting on Twitter and being told I was wrong by the creator of PNPM. It's actually like about as old as Yarn. It just didn't get like a lot of adoption until relatively recently, but it has been around for a while, which is part of why it's so good. It's vetted. So I'm going to assign the triage. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, so accepting triage, documentation, websites. Splitting out from grid, that'd be nice. So typescript slow, docs community maybe would be like a good URL for that. Cool, reply. Filed 7736. Well, it looks like lint passes. So I'm betting that it was just some kind of CI flake that caused this fella to fail, which means I'm going to leave this tab open and then come back to it after a little while, see what's actually happening. Meantime, since I filed this issue, I'll post about it online. Oh my god, it's been 2 weeks and Blue Sky still has this freaking bug. Brr. Nice docs enhance part of the discussion too. Yeah. Oh, and I know Josh is on. What is it? What is his? There it is, Transita. My God, Blue Sky, get your act together. You were supposed to conquer Twitter. Okay. Next up. Oh, and I'll add the one approval label. So we should be able to merge this. Check for init not using keyword. What is happening? What is this bug? Let's look at this. Ooh. Which? Oh, love this question. Thanks for asking. Let's pause actually before we dive into this issue, which I will pause, pin to the chat and then work on the PR for. I have a question. Which setup do I prefer in my TypeScript projects to improve DX, and which tools do you personally like? Love the question. I have a repo that is intended to answer that because I found myself constantly, copy and pasting my setup over time between different projects, slowly evolving it. So create TypeScript app. Specifically, it's everything setup template base mode is what I personally use. I'll just walk you through a few quick little nice. Oh my God, is the release flow? Oh no. I don't know how that broke. Anyway, I'll walk you through a few pieces of tooling that it sets up from the tooling page. I set up this table like just before Oktoberfest, which is October, started because I wanted to have good docs. I use the most thorough tooling imaginable, sorting, spell checking, and so on. So I format all my code with something like Prettier. I have a bunch of ESLint plugins, including plugin deprecation, which reports if you use deprecated code. I lint my lint comments, which is kind of funny, I think. I lint my JS doc, oh no, typo. This should be ESLint plugin JSON C in the text, not just the link. It looks like I'll have to file a new issue for that. Choose new choose. Just documentation bug. File that away. Okay. I lint for a lot of things. I also include Knip, which is this awesome tool. Knip it before you ship it. That detects unused code. Love that. Helps me not leave things after refactors. For day-to-day, which I'm guessing you might actually be asking about, not what I just went over, I've got a few VS Code settings and extensions. So let's look at those. For my VS Code launch, this is something that lets me debug failing unit tests, or just debug unit tests in general in VS Code, which I feel is really nice. I can put little breakpoints and pause the test and see what the values of things are. Run little bits of code in the terminal. It's really useful. And this is all checked into the CTA, create TypeScript app repo. I've got a few VS Code settings. I autofix all ESLint complaints on save. I also format on save and configure the format to Prettier. I set all my ESLint rules to show up as warning squigglies in VS Code, even if they are errors. So that's nice. And then I recommend installing the VS Code Markdown lint, VS Code ESLint, Prettier, and spell checker extensions. Those are all tools this repo uses. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. So let me know, does that answer what you were looking for? Was there anything else in particular you wanted to find out? And while you're answering or typing away at that, I'll also just give a plug that I'm like really kind of proud of this package. Even though it like has a few broken pieces, for example, CodeCov's actually above 90%. I don't know why. There's a bug in CodeCov, the tool. I think that's this. What is it? Why does it say coverage 93% here and then they're like there's a weird bug with merging of coverage data. Oh, you know what? I bet you it's because the initialization tests, which factor into the code coverage, are broken. Why is this PNPM lint fix fail? Okay. So, thanks for asking. Now I have 2 new issues to get to. Hooray! What's the failure? Test initialization script. Failure on main. Now, is this a bug or a tooling issue? I think this is a tooling issue. Oh boy. Love it. Thank you for prompting me to look at this if I don't like having failures laying around. So I'm pasting in links. So from that commit, we got this run, and under PNPM run test initialize, error process completed with code exit 0. What? Is it because of the lint failure? I don't know why. Why is this failing? Is it because PNPM lint? Oh yeah, no, what? I bet you it is because I'm pretty sure it's because of this line. Accepting PRs. Okay. Thanks for that. And then I'll file that other issue too. CI issue and create TypeScript app aside. Come on, blue sky. Hi. Okay. And then docs typo. It was oh geez, what was it? It was oh yeah, lint JSON. ESLint plugin JSON link says JS.c, and that's in tooling.md. So we go to the code view. I just press Y on my keyboard to get a permalink in the URL. JSON C. So this is actually a really good first issue. Little typo. Which means I'm not going to tackle this myself. I'm going to mark it as a bug and good first issue so that someone else can tackle it. Because it's really just replacing 1 or 2 characters. 3, maybe. Hooray! We're almost at issue/pull request number 1000. That's kind of exciting. Anyway. And a good first issue for a docs typo. Whoops. Okay. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, going back to this chore thingy, why is this, why is lint check format? Oh, it was the format that was busted. Let's, aha. There's a trailing, extra trailing space there. Space. Commit. And come on. What is, can we not take forever? Reload window. Git status, git add all, git commit add, trailing space format. Why is lint stage hanging? No verify. Does typescript-eslint use some kind of linter to lint itself? Yes. Why is git hanging here? What is going on? We use ESLint with typescript-eslint. So we lint ourselves with ourselves. We also use a few other linters. What do we have? Do we have markdown lint? Which is like a an equivalent to ESLint for Markdown. I suspect we'll probably eventually use an ESLint plugin that lints Markdown code. We have cspell, which is a spell checker. Both cspell and Markdown lint are also in Create TypeScript app. Pretty sure I heard about them because of typescript-eslint. It might be vice versa for one, who knows. And then we have like a few like end-to-end / integration tests. How is it possible to lint itself? Great question. You build and then you lint using the built stuff. So every pull request that changes anything when around linting, like let's say it adds a feature or fixes a bug in a lint rule, first that code will be built into a local version of the package, and then we lint using, instead of the node modules version of ourselves, we use the local version of the package. Which is actually, I think, kind of conceptually interesting and a good way to think about things. That just because there is a node modules dependency of a particular name doesn't mean you can't have the same name as that. The concept of what exists locally and what exists online, well, they can be disconnected. Like if you look at our ESLint config, we have the TypeScript-eslint plugin, and I believe that it just magically works that because we have our own name in the current directory, that we resolve to ourselves rather than like some node modules thing. GPG failed to sign the... Oh my god, I like keep fudging around with my security stuff. There it is. Yeah, it is. I think it is cool. Like a lot of packages end up doing this. Like TypeScript builds with itself, I believe, or like a relatively recent snapshot of itself that they used to build in type check. It's at least type checking, might also be built. I actually don't remember what their most recent setup is in TypeScript land. But it's cool stuff, yeah. Thanks for asking. Now I'm all excited about build. Okay, back to the issues. So there is a new thing in JavaScript that TypeScript now supports, JavaScript using keyword. A fourth and fifth way, total TypeScript, to declare variables. Look at that, beautiful graphic. Yep, using resource equals get resource. It is, it's going through the process to add stuff to JavaScript, a new syntax to JavaScript called TC39, the Technical Committee 39 process. And out of the 4 stages, it's reached stage 3, which is the, like, we're pretty sure this is going to exist. TypeScript and similar can be confident in its existence. They can implement it. So TypeScript supports this thing, which is like a let or const, but the object's method under the key symbol.dispose will be called as soon as it leaves scope. So like if you were to create something like, let's say, a file handle or database connection, you're guaranteed that symbol dispose method, whatever that is, in this case the method that calls console log array, will be called. So that's nice. And because TypeScript added support for this new piece of syntax, we had to also, and it's relatively new, and someone noted that in our parser, we don't ban you from doing this. So if you go to our playground, let's see, did I post this? Ooh, let me pin that issue. It's pinned, okay. Yes, errors. So yeah, TypeScript gives a complaint, but our parser actually doesn't block it. Back to TypeScript-eslint, land bug on, fix for parsing using declarations. Actually, that's the issue, so I'm going to paste the PR itself, and this is from Solo Steven, who is not on Twitter or such, according to their GitHub. Something just made a big bang in the other room, so if I disappear in 2 minutes, it's because someone tripped over the Wi-Fi, and that someone might be a cat. Okay. So they're saying check for init, not using keyword. Terminology is hard. So they're saying fixes the issue by checking the node flag. One problem is I'm not sure I added a test case in the correct file. If they're wrong, please tell me. Thanks. Very polite. Thank you, Solo Steven. Okay. They're saying, all right, so in this PR, In the convert file, which converts from the typescript AST to the ES tree or ESLint's ready AST, whenever you have a for statements, for in statement, for of statements, we check if the variable declaration, if the initializer, so what in this case is the using foo, is the initializer is a variable declaration list, and it's not a const letter none, we get the left-hand side cannot be a using declaration, similar to the TypeScript behavior. That makes sense. So Josh Cena already reviewed this, but didn't submit a formal review. Oop. Okay, the only thing forbidden is for using X and Y, so this is really interesting. Because in this case, X is technically known to be non-disposable. It can only be for X in Y, because in is like the older style JavaScript loopiness. So of is allowed. That makes sense. Okay, you know what it is? It's just this needs the waiting response. Okay, so I don't actually need to do anything here. But per our docs, we do have a contributing maintenance set of guides. Where am I looking? Pull requests. So if one gets stale, does my save replies extension still work? Stale? Repository replies. Whoa. That looks like a bug in the extension. Okay. Do we not have a stale bump? Needs more info, fix merge, checking it. Okay, checking in. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Cool. So that was fun. Less work for me. Just means that need to add a label there. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and look at some of these dependency PRs. So is this one still doing? See, it's linting, but formatting passed. So yeah, I'm just going to merge this links to issue template one because it's just like a YAML file change. This is fine. Yay! Get that review queue down to 71. All right, the update dependency TS API utils to v103. You know, I'm not going to do these now. This is boring work. Not good for streaming, and that I want to do something more fun. You can just do these en masse later on. Okay, add missing quotes for examples and no duplicate type constituents added last month. No one has commented on it. Okay, let's look at this one. By the way, for anyone who recently joined, let me know if there's anything you want to ask or talk about. Always happy to chat. Next up, what is this again? Little docs. Nice docs fix. PR. And is this person on? Oh, Belgrade, Serbia. I've been there. Great place. No, that's not their tag. Yeah, I was in Serbia pre-pandemic, back when I still worked at Microsoft, so this must have been like 2018 or so, I think. Yeah, I believe it was 2018 to visit Belgrade, the office there. Good time. Lovely people. Now I love cevapi, which is a kind of meat sausagey thing that you get there. And I was just in Timișoara, Romania, and it's mushi, I forget. There's a similar meat they have there, like cevapi. It's like these succulent, delicious little things. Oh my god. Add missing quote for examples. Oh yeah. So wait a second. Okay, so this actually isn't a bug. So this isn't actually a bug. docs typo. We wanted to convey that it works with that the rule works with identifiers A, B, C, and not just literals A. Thanks for sending though. So I'm just gonna close it out. Oh, and sorry for the late review. Yeah. So closing, which I always feel like kind of bad about, but yeah, this isn't something we really need to address. Okay, working as intended, the label only applies to issues. So, okay. Oh boy. So this one, 7666 docs better rules table. I know it's like a whole thing and we need to think about it. So I'm actually going to pass that now. I've been meaning to get back to it, and Zamiel, if you're watching, I'm sorry I haven't gotten to it, but it's a lot and I want to get through the smaller stuff first. I'm like still ramping back up to things. Anyway, chore username import for util. Anthony Fu, one of my favorite people in open source, was proposing like a refactor or like a standardization of how we import from a particular thing. Moving on to an internal style consistency cleanup PR from, I don't know that Anthony's on Blue Sky. Anthony Fu? Yes. Nice. And is Anthony on excuse me, I just burped a little. That's gross. I'm a gross man. Alright. Is it Antfu? I think it's Antfu7 on Twitter. Yeah. Okay. Datboy420. Hey, thanks for coming on. How's it going? Demian, another great question. Is there an NPM package that allows you to set up all project configs without the overhead, and a CLI to update this config in different repos to keep them in sync? I like tools to improve my DX, but they need maintenance and the project takes some time. Yeah, especially as they constantly are evolving and changing over time, right? There's no good one that I know of. Yeoman was a thing for a while. Yeoman. I don't know. It was nice for a while, but I haven't seen too much from it recently. If you look at their blog, they hit 1.0 in 2016, and that's it. If you go to the package name, by the way, is great. Yo. If you go to Yo on NPM, their version history is like they had like a release a year ago, and it's so I don't know. Other than that, I don't know of any particularly good ones that are like ecosystem or framework agnostic within JavaScript. Like Angular has a lot of really nice tooling, but it's all Angular specific, which honestly is one of the big advantages of Angular, that they have such nice tooling and automation to get you bumped up over and over time. Eventually, I really want Create TypeScript app to do this. If we look at Create TypeScript app in the issue tracker, and one of the older issues, oh no, up to 3 pages. I'm going to trim those down. Where is it? Migrate, script. I know there is a, yes, here it is, from Navin Morthy, one of the collaborators or contributors there. I will eventually I hope to eventually have this. Something that, like right now, the tooling from Create TypeScript app has a lot of different steps, and each of those steps can be applied to like create or migrate an existing repo, but like migration is a real kind of experimental thing, and it's only specifically this repo stuff. Eventually, I'd like to make it so migration is like somewhat stable, and then also make it so it's a generalized framework. But to answer your question, no. People have made small wrappers, but nothing really satisfies what you're looking for, I think. If I'm wrong, someone please let me know. I just haven't seen it yet. Yeah, it really depends on the project structure too. Wish I had a better answer. Sorry. Anyway, Chor used named import for util. Did I post this in the chat? I did. Let me pin that. Anthony Fu, by the way, has done like a bajillion things. Also, look at this freaking website. Look at that beautiful background, and it's like pretty sure it's like random fractals every time. I think. Ah, love it, love it. They made v-test and type challenges and elk and all this stuff. I'm using elk right now as we speak. Okay, so let's see. Right now in the repo, this is true. There is a mixture of import stars util versus named imports, like this style versus this style. Elk is a Mastodon client, is what I use. The default Mastodon client isn't super fully featured the way I want it to be, and I don't like its visuals as much. Elk is a lot more like Twitter core, but with Mastodon-y features, so I like it. Elk.zone. Yeah. So switching from barrel imports, as these are called, or namespace imports of barrel exports, reduces complexity of output code, doesn't fully solve issues with tree shaking. So yeah, so apparently it's more tree shakeable. Honestly, I don't really mind either way. This isn't like super critical to me. So I kind of like the old way, but so let's see. I asked, shouldn't bundlers be able to do things? Rollup does tree shake well. I prefer named imports from Toshina. You name, you tell. I thumbs up. Armando thumbs down. So yeah, I think I'll just ping the team. I'm up for merging this as is for consistency's sake. For consistencies, because tree shaking can be complex sometimes, even when everything is configured well. Any objections? So moving to named imports. Okay, fuck, I hit the link instead of the comment. Thank heavens that GitHub, thank you GitHub dev team years past for for maintaining state, so that if you like go back and forth or forward and back, you still have what's in comment box. You might have just found a project contributor. That's awesome. Yeah, please do. I just filed a couple issues, that boy. So have fun. Let me know if there's anything I can help with. Yay. I'm just approving, knowing that we might to clean some stuff up after merging from main. Yeah, I ended up applying create TypeScript app across a lot of repos. So far it's like a dozen or so, maybe a little less, that I maintain, and I have like pending PRs or plans to use it in more. Really exciting. Okay. There we go, down to 21 open. Like a third of which are dependencies, something like that. No unsafe enum comparison. Now we're down to only 2 weeks old. Oh wait, shoot. 3 weeks old. No confusing void expression. Handle unfixable cases. Let's take a look at this. Yep, nothing. No comments or anything. Time to review. Bug fix for no confusing void expression. And is this person on social media? They've contributed before. Ooh, doesn't look like it. Contributing. Oh, look, they have us in our in their bio. I love it. Kibana has 5,000 open issues. Yeah, this is why a lot of us are like, oh my god, with Oktoberfest. Like, it's a lot. Yeah. Yeah, typescript-eslint, we didn't even add the Hacktoberfest label. We were like, no, we don't have enough budget, like time, maintainer, energy, and time for the stuff we have to do, let alone first timers. So that was unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? Okay. Posting on the things. Can I remove? Yes. Can I remove? Yeah. I learned recently that whenever I start these threads and tag people, I've just been removing. Oh no, you saw us on there? Oh no, are we oh my god, we do have the Hacktoberfest thing. Thank you. Let me just go ahead and remove that. Thanks. Thanks. I wonder why no one's come up, and obviously from Hacktoberfest. Okay. So, no confusing void expression. Handle unfixable cases. What is wrong? Wrong autofix for a void : T. No confusing void expression. I don't even remember what this rule does off the top of my head. Okay, so if you have a... Ooh, you see this Chrome bug / Monaco bug? One of those two projects is buggy. Okay, so the rule says if you return something that's typed void, meaning ignore it, don't do anything, then that's confusing. That like probably shouldn't be done. And here we have this iffy immediately invocated function expression, I believe, which is type void. And oh no, look, the return is being removed from the ternary when we auto fix the rule. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's right. This is the first year they haven't given out t-shirts. Really funny. I just spilled water. Drink water, y'all. Also, be careful with your back. Streaming and standing too long gives me pain. Full ASMR. Yeah. Cool. Files changed too. Love to see it. Source code and test. Can fix services. Get parser services. Oh boy. I would have thought this is just like a syntax thing. Is it more complex? Ooh, Babel has enabled this rule internally. That's nifty. I wanted things to be fixed first, but I was bothered while reading the parser code, so I manually modified them. Yeah, that's fair. Cool. I mean, I'd love to see this. This is awesome. I didn't know this, that Nicolo had Lijiang Bayo, I'm guessing, as merged by Nicolo, had merged this into Babel. That makes me really happy. Can I heart now? Sorry, is this locked? Yeah. Too late, can't heart react. Okay. So I changed to not apply fix to node, which can be conditionally void. So there are multiple cases here. It's not just this original one. So if we fix this second one, okay, now I'm getting confused. Let's comment everything. Okay, so right now, I commented the before, and if I fix, it becomes brackety. So the before is 2. I'm going to make that 0. We're saying, I don't even know. Should this be an auto fixer? Like, should it just be a suggestion? I wonder. So wait, this adds braces to the arrow functions. That's fine. That's good. And then if we look at the deploy preview, their playground. Actually, no, Of course, it's first of all, yes, I do have bandwidth. Second of all, it's probably not a dumb question. Uh, but let's find out. Good call. Yes. Sorry for leaping down your throat there. I'm excited for you. All right. I like this change actually. They're saying if it can conditionally be void, like it's either number or void, then we don't want to autofix. I agree. Yeah. Because this actually does change the behavior. Previously the function returned number or void. Now it just returns void. So if we were relying on the number beforehand, we no longer get it. So that's a bug. Oh, great question. The difference between an ESLint plugin and a config. A plugin is a package or similar. Great question. A plugin provides a set of rules. In addition to providing rules, sorry, let me rephrase actually. Let me start over. A plugin is a package that generally provides one or both of the following two things. There may be others, but these are the main ones. A set of rules and preset configs you can extend from. For example, if you go to typescript-eslint and go to our Getting Started docs, we'll ask you to install typescript-eslint /eslint plugin, this thingy. Then in your eslint, we say enable the plugin. Plugins, putting the plugin name there, specifically just this line, tells eslint that you will be loading in a bunch of rules under the name of this plugin, like the typescript-eslint rules. So that's one half of most of what plugins are for. Separately, a plugin can also provide a preset config, or rather an npm package can provide a preset config. So you can, for example, extend from not just the core ESLint recommended config, but the config that comes with typescript-eslint. So like if you say plugin typescript-eslint recommended, you're taking in this JavaScript object we export from our npm package that has a bunch of rules. So a plugin can contain rules and or like a recommended set of rules or like set of rule options. Separately, you could also have a config, like ESLint config prettier. A config doesn't provide rules, it just provides a set of options. It's a little simpler. So you could say like extends prettier, short for ESLint config prettier. And that doesn't provide its own rules, it just sets up a bunch of rule enables and disables. Does that answer your question? That a plugin provides rules and maybe a recommended or preset or 4, in our case like 6 or 7, and a config just enables and disables rules without providing its own. Awesome, yay. Yeah, good question. This gets asked a lot. Something to be said about the docs not having it. Okay, so yeah, looking at no confusing void expression, I see they've added some cases here. Okay, so for printing the config just changes the config while the plugin adds rules that the linter can use. Exactly, yeah. Actually, let me link the docs here because this comes up a lot. ESLint config prettier just disables a bunch of rules. That's all it does. Whereas ESLint's plugin prettier is something that loads and runs prettier inside ESLint as a lint rule, which can be slow. We don't recommend using it, etc., etc. Yes, good question. Yeah, this comes up a lot. Honestly, most new projects shouldn't need to use either of them. They shouldn't need to use ESLint config prettier, and they shouldn't use ESLint plugin prettier, in my opinion. So, like most recommended rule sets now don't enable formatting rules, so ESLint config prettier generally doesn't actually do anything. But if you have like older ones you're using, it can be nice to like shut them up about the formatting rules. Why is what? Why is it that I do hate how there's like this lag. It like kind of makes it hard to talk real time. We have that page goes into detail on why we don't recommend using a formatter, both in general for ESLint and especially if you're using like typed linting. But yeah, honestly, most configs, like for example, the core ones that come with ESLint and typescript-eslint, they don't enable formatting rules. So the prettier config disables rules that were never enabled in the first place if you just use us. But if you're using like older, like Airbnb, like shared presets or whatnot, they might still enable them. Like I don't enable it in Create TypeScript app, but you know, it can be useful if you're using something else. Ooh, there's a fly. Cool stuff. Is that what you were looking for? While Twitter or Stream Manager loads, I'm gonna check some stuff from my DM. Cool, awesome, yay. Kevin, hello. Been a little while. How's it going? Thanks for coming on. I was just about to switch back to no confusing void expression, handle unfixable cases. Oh, how did that go? That boy. I hope it went well. I hope you used typescript-eslint's recommended type checked. Or strict type checked. Either way, something with type checking. All right, so yeah, what they're doing here is they're saying I'm only going to fix the thing if this function returns true. That is, let's see, if the target node, which is if your return statement, your argument, and otherwise your body, if the type flag is set, void like. So if you have void like, wait a second. If you don't have the void like flag, if you're constrained to a type that, like if it's generic type parameter or whatever, why does this work for a union type? I guess, yeah, union type would be a union of types. So as long as the test passed, then yeah. Undefined. Oh, Seattle JS is wonderful. I love the city of Seattle. And also the organizer of Seattle JS, like Carter and his family, I really like. And then also like Eric. Andre, I'm thinking of Eric Andre, the comedian and actor. Andre Wiggins, I really like too. Shout out Andre. I remember there were other organizers, but yeah, no, I really like folks over there. Daphne, Lou, Tiger Oaks, great time. Demian, thank you for coming over. Hope you sleep well. Long live Ukraine. And I'm going to be at Liberty JS. Yes, I live here in Philly, so I'm looking forward to it. I have like one of the other speakers coming over to my place, and we've got like a run Friday morning. Gonna be a good time. Any of y'all coming over? So one thing that I'm noting here is that there are no passing test cases added, but I guess I don't really think we need them. Like this is just testing new behavior. So let's see if we have foo is undefined, foo is void, and then we have the new case. So yeah, this looks good to me. Ron from Philly JS. Oh no, I do know Ron. Yeah, no, I'm one of the Philly JS organizers. I actually designed the site with committee, you know, like getting feedback from people. Also, yeah, we have another Josh coming over. I don't know how we allowed that to happen. That's clearly a mistake that there are two Joshes. Love Ron. Ron is runs a past contributor to Create TypeScript app, I believe. Josh, create. Where is it? Where's the contributors? Is there like a quick link? Where's Ron? There he is. Actually, yeah. Wait, we have two Rons in the list, but both of them are great. So either way, the conversation is great. Ooh, Kevin, you've never gone to a dev meetup, and this is going to be your first. Well, first of all, I recommend going to one that's like friendly and supportive, the way Seattle JS is. So you're already doing a great job. Love Seattle JS. Tell them I said hi. Good question. I'm going to write a blog post on this eventually. Same with conferences. How I attend. Be friendly. Like, I don't know. It can be a little nerve-wracking when you're there, tempting to just shut yourself off in a corner. And if you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, that's totally reasonable. Go outside, take a walk. These things last longer than you realize, so it's okay to miss 10, 20 minutes. but everyone is there because you have a shared interest. So you can always ask like, hi, I'm new. What do you do? Or hi, nice to meet you. I do this. Yeah. Don't feel like you need to make the most of it your first day. It's totally fine to go there, feel nervous, sit in a corner the entire time and say nothing. That's not optimal, but it's totally fine. You can go to ones in the future. Don't stress about it. Similar to like, going to a restaurant or on a first date or something. Like, yeah, it's nice to make the most of it, but just doing it in the first place is a form of experience and practice that, you can build up over time. But anyway, because it's you, Kevin, I'm sure you'll have a great time. And oh yeah, don't interrupt people. I'm saying that for everyone in general, not it's you, Kevin, don't interrupt. This is not specific to you. But a lot of people, I think, make the mistake of like feeling a need to impress others and prove themselves. So they'll like interject a lot and cut people off, and it's really annoying. I say that only because it's been top of mind for me. There have been I've like heard a couple of people say that they got annoyed at other meetups, not ones I've been to, from folks doing that. So yeah, no, you're gonna be great. Last thing is there was a set of books that I've read that I felt really helped me in my overcoming social anxiety and awkwardness. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a really nice book. It's a little controversial. Friends and Influence People. Get the updated for the 21st century edition. Now updated for the next generation leaders. The first edition are it's got some weird stuff in it. It's an old book, it's been updated for the times. Also, a lot of its advice is not framed in the way that one would typically frame today because it's an older book. So it has some pieces of advice like always be smiling, which is like good advice in general, but also like if one were to write the book today, one would probably feel a responsibility to say like, hey, this advice can be different for different people because, folks who present as women have been told to smile their whole life, and that's fucking annoying and obnoxious and harmful, and so read it, but also think of it critically. It's got a lot of really good advice, like asking people about themselves and don't interrupt and all that good stuff. Garuna, hello, welcome, and thanks, Kevin. I love Vermont. I hope to be there. Are there any open issues for Hacktoberfest? Funny, I just removed the Hacktoberfest label from Typescript-eslint because we don't have the budget, the maintainer time or energy budget to deal with that. But on my Create TypeScript app project, I've got some open issues and a few labeled good first issues labeled Hacktoberfest. Also, pro tip, I will soon add a bunch of Hacktoberfest labels all around, but I migrated a bunch of my other repos to Create TypeScript app. And the ones with check marks, my plan is to soon, like hopefully this week, make sure that each of them has like a few good first issues on there. This one doesn't, but where's one? Yeah, our doc's informative. I'm pretty sure this one. No? Well, anyway, I'm going to make sure that these have issues. Here we go. TS API utils. Yeah. So, do I ever use IRC? No. I can barely tolerate the ridiculous plethora of chat apps that I have to use. So I'm sorry. I don't have energy and time budget for the Discords and Slacks and such I'm on. I miss the days when everyone was on the same 3 or 4 things instead of 30. Yeah, so we don't have plans on adding the Hacktoberfest accepted label. We don't want to encourage people to submit stuff to us specifically. I don't want to, this is just a me thing. I haven't talked to the other maintainers. Because we really are pressed for time. A lot of us have other things. I've been crammed lately, so I don't know. If you ask for it, I can do it, but I'm not gonna do it on my own. Oh, funny. Yeah, it's always sad going back to things like IRC that used to be full and aren't anymore, full of people. I used to love Halo Combat Evolved for PC, Halo PC, and just I'd spend hours sniping or pistoling on Blood Gulch or whatever. Just standard first-person shooter fare. No gamer tags, no achievements or persistent points, just gaming and chatting. And like I tried a few years ago, and it's just like a bunch of stupid mods. And yeah, anyway, back to ESLint or TypeScript ESLint. Yeah, so they're checking to see if you can only fix something if it is specifically getting the void like flag. So handle unfixable cases. I'm confused. All these new tests. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna pull this locally because there are a lot of tests here. Check it out. Boop. No confusing void expression. STS. Can fix. Okay, so yep, here we go. If there's a target node, I'm gonna see packages, ESLint plugin, ingest. You know, yarn just no confusing v in watch mode. Okay, then if I look at the newly added things, what is it, line 328 and so on. Wait, so are these 351? Am I on the right branch? Okay, so this is inside the invalid case, and these don't have, got it. So these are invalid cases that don't have a fixer. Great, because this is like num or foo, or like bar, or like, wait. Yeah, so if it's undefined, why are they using void 0? I don't know. Wait, so undefined, right, because they're going for void like, which is like void or undefined-ish, give or take. Right, so this does have the output. Sorry, I don't know why this particular one just took me a while. Y'all are bringing up good topics. Okay. And then, yep, let num equals 1. Cool, yeah, this looks good. I don't know, they could have just said or undefined. Oh, but argument can be null. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Hang on, why do we have this like backup return true case? What happens? Is this covered by tests? Yeah, so this return true, this is dead code. So if we go to can fix, I'm just looking at this. It's either an our expression or an AST node types.return statement, I believe. That's the node. What's happening? TSES tree. I'm using something silly. Okay. Const target node equals 1 or the other. Yeah. Here we go. And then we can simplify it. So the target node, so we can say target node and the boop, boop, boop. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, cool. Look, beautiful. The power of more narrow types. So the code functionally is fine. Just there's a little bit of deadness in there. I tried to clean up. I tried removing this locally, and all tests passed. This can fix function dead code. This can fix function is only ever called with these two. So I suspect. So I believe, I suspect. I don't want to be too prescriptive here. Bup. Yeah, so I suspect target node. So I suspect the if target node is unnecessary. Great, nice spot on checking TS type flags void like. This functionally works perfectly, but just has a bit of dead code, I think. Listing changes just found that. Super thorough test too. Yeah, no, this is a great thing. Very pleased about this. And waiting response. Great. Ooh, that took a while. Good stuff. Moving on. By the way, I'll repeat this since it's been a little more than an hour. Hello, everyone. I'm Josh. I work in open source land. I typically play in the TypeScript ecosystem. If you have anything you want to chat about, open source, TypeScript, development life, whatever, let me know. Always happy to talk. We're now down to things that are only 2 weeks old, with the exception of this one I'm saving for the end, in case I don't have time. And I've been here for an hour, and I'm getting my back's starting to hurt, so I'm probably not going to get to this table today, unfortunately. Sorry again, Samuel. But yeah, let's look at this. Style shit. I'm not being vulgar. That's their username. Oh no, work in progress. Did I already respond? Oh, okay. Okay, so they marked it ready for review. So let me take a look. Yes. What parser do I use to get the AST from the source code? Ooh, what a good question. We have our own parser, typescript-eslint /parser. It's what Prettier uses for TypeScript. And we make it, which I think is so cool and goes straight to my head every time I think about it. TypeScript-eslint /parser, fun fact, on the inside, it calls the TypeScript parser API to generate nodes from TypeScript AST. Sorry, from just the text. And then we recursively descend through the nodes and convert them to an equivalent ES tree-like structure. So our parser then outputs the ES tree structure and also some maps that let you go back and forth between this TypeScript-E equivalent. We do this because TypeScript APIs around type checking require TypeScript nodes, not ES tree nodes. So that's fun. Anyway, good stuff. Good question. Really good question. I like this. Oh, they're in Israel. I hope they're doing okay. Are they? Ooh. They're not on Twitter, though. Yeah. Oh, this is a nice website. Look at this. Cool. An unexplained attraction to CSS. Yeah, clearly. Look at this. Oh my god. I'm getting like... This is totally like not what I'm here for, but very cool. Oh, that was a good movie. Oh, what why? I'm sorry, what's the why? Me getting distracted or the TypeScript parsing stuff? Oh yeah, it is annoying. On the bright side though, because we use the TypeScript APIs, we don't have to do the very annoying task of parsing code. There are a lot of like syntax edge cases. Writing a parser can be hard. So glad to not have to do that. We just transform nodes. Also, yeah, how long ago did I? Oh, it was only 30 minutes. Okay. Another bug fix. Another rule. PR. This time a feat. Switch suggestions for, what is it? No unsafe enum suggestion. Oh yeah, I'm like comparison. Kind of remembering now. Comparison. It is cool. Thank you for saying that. You should get involved. I feel like you'd enjoy working on our stuff. I really like it. Like at first it's like, oh, all these random annoyances, but like there is a lot of cool stuff in there. Okay, so what's going on? Closes, they didn't use the template, but that's okay. That's a work in progress. Do it. Oh yeah, I filed this. Suggestion fixture to switch EMA value. Yeah, so if you have like this type of code, declare let fruit, and then you say fruit is an apple, we're like, hey, it's an enum, not a string literal. You should use fruit.apple. So let's make a suggestion fixer. Ooh, anxiety. I can totally empathize with what I see as one of the, or some of the many common reasons people get anxious about open source. When you're working on your own project, it's just you seeing it if it's not open source. If you're working on a team, it's just your team members, like this nice allow list, this, or at least just a known finite list of people. So I've heard from a lot of people, and I experienced this at the beginning myself, that when you start doing things in the open, oh my God, the world can see it. Everyone knows you suck. That's the feeling. It's not true, but that's the feeling. Yeah, similar to meetups. Now people will know you're an imposter. If only there was some term for a syndrome around that. What actually happens, though, is that people who stick with it, myself included, realize we all suck. And we're all learning and getting better. And sucking is good. Sucking means you have places to grow. And the fact that you're doing it in public means that people can help you grow. Like whenever someone sends a PR to one of my projects and it's just an absolutely ass pull request, like truly god-awful code, doesn't understand the issue, fine. They're new. They're learning. So I try to be helpful. And then as a result of sending that absolutely, unusable bad code, so to speak, PR, they get help and they learn and grow, which helps them be better than everyone else who's in that same very reasonable, very common situation of when you start off with these things, you don't know this stuff. And also you're asking these questions like on the intricacies of the parser. I'm sure you'd be fine. Like open source is great because it lets you work with a lot of people. And the more you work with people, the more you share and grow communally. It's beautiful. So anyway, let me know if you want any more random vague thoughts. But okay, so they're saying suggest and fixer is switch to enum value. Files change through. Okay. Oh yeah, this one might get tricky. I'm gonna. Thank you. I appreciate that. As my friends would say, I talk a lot. No one's safe. Enum comparison. So let's see. They added like get enum literals. They added get enum key for literal. Into the enum utils shared. So that's one file. Why is it all squiggly? Reload window. No one's safe. And they also added some tests. Good for them. Look at them adding tests. Love it. Love it. All right, let's look at a test. The last one. The mixed enum. Mixed is 1 or mixed is B. Knit while this is a work in progress. Just pointing out, we generally try to have self-contained singular test cases. E1. There's actually an issue for this somewhere. Open preference, I think, is in the name. Maybe it's oops. Maybe it's not in the open list. Maybe it's been closed. Aha! We merged it. It's in the docs now. That's awesome. Mention preference for small, self-contained. Yes. There we go. Under local development. Okay. Oh my God, I totally forgot. I sent the PR. Contributing, pull requests, local development. It said granular unit tests. There we go. Include 1 error per invalid case. Yes. I bet each mixed could be its own test case. Okay. Output. What is this output? Oh, it's because they're like concatenating strings. Ooh, that was confusing. Let's go ahead and help them out a little bit. Looks like they're doing some funky stuff with strings here, so I don't want to let them continue struggling. I hope it's not too painful for them that they've been doing it this way. There we go. Wait. Where is it? There we go. We have rules, internal lint rules that auto format code, so test case code. So it's good to use same kind of template literal, single template literal block that other tests that existing tests generally use. What are, oh, you're asking good questions. What are some of my favorite rules? Favorites, no floating promises. Favorite all up. No floating promises. I wrote the original TSLint version, and then someone else ported it to TypeScript-eslint. That checks to make sure if you create a promise, do some async thing, you handle it in some way, like .catch or an await or something like that. It's got a lot of bugs in my code and others. I also like the general family of async rules, like return awaits and await thenable. Await thenable is really funny. People will sometimes await something that's not a thenable, which is something with a .then, most commonly a promise. I also, randomly recently, I've been using ESLint plugin Perfectionist. Big fan of this thing. This is like the most opinionated plugin for sorting I've ever seen, and I love it. It sorts everything, imports object properties, class members, and so on. It's great. Also, the logo is really cute. It's based on our logo in TypeScript-eslint. You can see the thing here, but instead of the TS, it has like the sorting thing. Our logo is based on the combination of ESLint's logo and TypeScript's logo. So it's cool to see the history of how those develop. Yeah, what are your favorite rules? What do you like using? Okay, yeah, so betcha. Actually, now I'm wondering, like, does the output that they're going for, was it because they wanted, interesting. Was it? I wonder if it's because they wanted to make sure that it works or no. But like the rule only checks each individual thing. I don't think it should care too much. But yeah, so it should be like next.a, and then this one should be let's just copy and paste output. Just want to make sure that this all works. Yeah, it says next.b. Ooh, does anyone else ever feel like the no explicit any rule is a bit excessive when it complains about generic constraints? I feel like yes. I feel like this has come up before. I don't want to say feed. Let's look at the issue tracker. Oh, the regular expression one about extra backslashes. That's a good one. Yeah. There's a whole ESLint plugin regular expressions. No explicit any constraints. Let's remove the is open filter. Option to allow any in the definition of generic type arguments. Oof. Why did Brad close it? For the most cases, you can replace any for unknown or never. Yeah. Code Enjoy. This is a good point. If you have an example of where there is a case where you'd have to use any that isn't some like weird super esoteric thing, if you have a counterexample, please do post it. We do not want to be prescriptive when it's not actually useful. So if you have a counterexample to what we said, please, post. And if the issue is locked for age, then definitely file a new one. Oh my gosh. Whew. There's no way to detect a safe any C prefix. Okay, yeah, no. A lot of people care about this. Okay, can I just fix all auto-fixable problems? There we go. All right, and oop. And it's almost, okay, something with indentation or whatever. No indent. No indent. No indent. Oh, it's doing all of them at the same time. Oh, because I copy and pasted wrong. Now the lint rule is complaining because it wanted some indent. So this is totally unnecessary. I don't know why I'm spending time with this. 1, 2, 3. Just for completeness' sake. This is okay. I'm not gonna spend time with this. Anyway, let's see how this suggest stuff works. Source code, left expression. These are the texts. Interesting. Oftentimes, source code.getText is a code smell in typescript-eslint, or just lint rules in general. Not always. It's less code smelly than any, but you generally want to use like the node text, like the identifier text, like the part of the AST rather than like the raw stuff. I'm getting all overheated. Place the right side of the name key if possible. Or the left side with an enum key if possible. What is that function? Sorry, which function? You've made a short example in TS Playground Keyboard. Yeah, I'll probably get to it after this, because like I'm starting to get into the real meat of it, and I want to make sure I get through this issue. But yeah, definitely, please do. I'm just skimming over again enum key. I think I can infer that it returns string or null. So if the if the left side is the enum and the right side is the literal, then we get the static value of the right, we get the left enum key, and we replace it. So left expression, noted operator, right thingy. So we're replacing the whole node, like this whole thing. What's selected fruit apple equals apple. But I bet you we don't actually need that whole thing. Where's the? I don't want split view anymore. Where's the? Unified. There it is. The smelly one. Sorry, which smelly one? When you're asking a programmer what a function does and you specify it as the smelly one, you're going to start bringing back some memories. And I'm now getting all nostalgic about some of the bad functions I've written. Okay. So this replaces the entire expression. Oh, source code.text. Right. Thank you. Sorry. The thing I literally said is the thing you described it as. Yeah, it gets the text of the node. So like from the raw string that is the source file before it was parsed, it gets back that range of text. Actually, if we go to the TypeScript playground, I'm using Lee, and we look at like let value equals ABC, and if you were to call source code let's say get text on whatever this where is it, identifier node, you get back quote ABC. Or you could do like in the node dot value. Sorry, the node dot name. Oh no, that's the ID here. The literal, there you go. If you were to get the raw text, like source code get text, you get quote ABC. Or you could do like literal dot value. Or if you want the raw value, like literal dot raw. So like they do the same thing, but source code get text is like very raw, and it's edge casey. Like what if there are comments? You know, like it's an array or something. So it's good to try to operate on things as specifically as possible. Which is why here I'm like, well, we don't need to replace the left expression and the left enum key. We just want to output that this apple literal gets changed to fruit.apple. So this replaces the entire expression, the entire node. What type is the node? The entire binary expression. There we go. The entire binary expression. Node, but we really only need to replace the literal value, non-enum value, right? Now I'm curious. You know, I'm gonna get add all, get reset hard head just to get all the tests passing as they were. Yep. And I'm gonna try that change myself. What happens if we do this? Oh, it was can't fix. Git pull? What? Source code. Okay, I was just in the wrong place. Whatever. So what if we do replace the .write with left enum key? Does that pass the tests? Yeah, it does. Look at that. Awesome. Is there any? Yeah. This is good for a few reasons. If there's anything between between the nodes, comments, extra spaces, etc., we don't want the fixer to remove them. Simpler code. Bigger fixed ranges are more likely to overlap if there are multiple multiple reports. Yeah, what if they're like nested thingies? Okay. Oh, look at that. Now we don't need left expression. Oh, I think they're gonna have a good time. I don't know for sure, but if they go through the same refactor that I'm like quickly going through right now, and then end up deleting code like the way I am. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, love it. Okay, great. So that's all that's been changed really in no unsafe enum comparisons, the file. Let's look at the utility. Get enum key for literal, which takes in. Not sure why parent is not on symbol. Ooh boy. Symbol.parent doesn't exist. Oh boy. TypeScript type checking on the API. Yeah, love deleting code. One of my favorite things. So the first thing this does actually is it calls get enum literals. Then it passes that to get enum key for literal. So we get the union type parts, and then we filter to is it a literal, which is this is type flag set. Is there like a ts.enum type, literal type? No, okay. This is fine. So we get enum literals. So that's like fruit.apple, fruit.whatever, vegetable.lettuce, and so on. I love it when they adhere to the existing nomenclature, like apples and vegetables that I added. Very amusing. T extends fruit, yep. Union type parts, very good. And then they get the static value of node.write. So hang on. So if node.write has a static value, then we pass the array of the possible enum types. So that actually makes sense. I like this a lot. And pass those over to get enum key for literal, right? So given a list of enum literals, and the actual literal value, the static value, like apple or something, orange. Ooh, they should have done cherry, because it's alphabetical, you silly goose. So, TS expect. What is this complaining? Oh yeah, it's a ESLint complaint. Yeah, so they're using TS expect error, a feature I wrote, and still recommend use as little as possible. I'm using. So yeah, the enum literal. So the reason why it doesn't have value is because unit. Oh no, wrong file. If I unit test on this file, it's because the type is come on, load. Here we go. Yeah, the type is the broad general ts.type, but if we actually look at enum literal, it's a type that has a value, which means it's a more specific subtype, which means there must be like a literal type or something. If we go to the type interface, value, aha. So it's one of these types, like literal type. string literal type. Yeah. Got it. So the root of the issue is they're saying give me type, it's a ts.type, but actually ts.type flags an enum literal. Is there an enum literal? Yeah, it's never mentioned anywhere. So I can expect error comments. It's because ts.type is the general type for any type in code. But it seems like this is guaranteed to be specific with the literal type, since it has a value and is from the enum commanders. I found that type by going to definition on ts-type, searching for value. Yeah, because enum members are guaranteed to be literals, right? They're like not allowed to be anything else. It's just numbers and strings. Cool. You'll want to put an assertion or type predicate or similar somewhere to indicate that the enum literals, the value being provided to is ts.literal type. Yeah, because let's put this back here. If we do ts. Please exist. Don't make me wrong. TypeScript, yes. Yay! So now if we get enum key for literal, get enum literals, which is so type type. We refactor this. Type is ts.literal type subtype. Yeah, I'll just provide that tip. Since they're new to this stuff, I don't want to force them to tip. I think this might be helpful. Boop. Okay. Why is parent not on symbol? The next annoyance here. Symbol.parent. Let's put that debugger there. See what happens. And 5. Let's look at what symbol is. Symbol has a parent symbol, and symbol has a value declaration. Yeah, why doesn't symbol.parent exist? Let's go to type definition and see if there's like a symbol with parent or something. Why are there two interface symbols? Interesting. Parent. Oh boy. Well, not too many things. It must be part of the private API. Oh boy. What's the right thing to do here? Great question. Don't know. It must be part of the private API. So we have in the past like augmented TypeScript typings. Where is it? TypeScript ETS, that's the ESLint plugin one. Then TSES tree also has things. So in theory, we could look at the past. We've had to augment TypeScript types. C packages star TypeScript DTS, I think. Packages star typings PTS. But this is very risky. This is very risky. But if they update, they are internals. So we try not to. Instead, you might want to look. Instead, you could check symbol.value declaration and assert that it's some such. Yeah, because like generally the right thing to do is use the public API and then like symbol.value declaration, which is, I don't even remember what it's a, I forgot to store what it is. Let's debug her again, see what the value declaration is. Symbol.value declaration. Does that have a get text? Yes. Type kind 306. I can never remember what all the kinds are. Go back to TypeScript's actual type definitions and look up 306. Enum member, that's the kind it is. So you do like symbol.value declaration as ts.enum member .name. Now what are you fetching about? Name dot text. Name STS identifier dot text. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So much cleaner. These assertions can be indications that we're making assumptions we shouldn't. It's like, what if the name isn't an identifier? Can you have an enum property name that isn't an identifier? What if it's a string literal? Can you do that? Enum fruits ASDF equals 3. Isn't that nice? Apple. Love it. So if you look at the name, name isn't it? No, it's wrong node. There we go. Yeah, the name is a string literal. Great. Said it's an enum member. Note that. So you could go through the ASD, look at access and assert that it's an enum member. You'll then be forced to be encouraged by the type system to handle all the possible allowed cases. If the member name is a literal like ABC. Okay, so that's cool. Wait, I wanted to praise the code. Oh no, that's existing code. They're just extracting out. Never mind. Okay, still praiseworthy, but existing stuff. It's like, oh, this looks like what I would write. I think I did write it. Good job, Joshua. You're arrogant. Yeah, so this seems like a reasonable start. It doesn't have to work. Like, we don't have to auto import for them because it's a suggestion. Like, that's different from a fix. Fix can be done automatically. Suggestion you opt into, and it might not be perfect. Yeah, so I'm pleased with this so far. Really good start so far. The code looks clean, and I like the general direction. Quest left a few comments and suggestions for how to overcome the TS-expect errors. I suspect they'll end up showing you a bunch more test cases to add. Have fun. Yay! Yeah, that took a while. How long was I working on this? Is this another half hour? Yeah, another half hour. Cool. Oh boy, Code Enjoy. Sorry to keep you waiting. You posted a bit.ly for a TypeScript Playground. Let me look at that. That's probably going to be the last thing I do since I've been streaming for like an hour 40 minutes and I want to go. Also, Jerry just decided this is the time he's gonna. You gonna meow, little guy? He's purring. He's like, I hate this, but I also love it. Okay, that's all right, buddy. Let's take a look. The bit.ly. Oh boy. A builder. Oh god. A builder pattern. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's yeah, Jerry doesn't want to be here. Okay. So, type generics is unknown. Okay. Reading through. Can I get it all on screen, all the code at once? Yes. So we have a builder, which takes, yeah, anything with builder, like curry generics, is always a whole thing. Interface builder. We have values, which is the existing stuff. Extends from unknown array, and then add, which returns a builder of the existing stuff and the added. Yeah, that makes sense. So you could, like, builder here is number boolean string. Cool, so you've built up so far, that makes sense. Create of t returns t, so create builder dot add. Okay, that makes sense. Boop. Problem generic constraints. We want to pass it around to generic functions, and we want a generic representation of builder to use as a constraint. The question is what to use as the generic type argument for builder. So if we use never, we say builder extends from never, then the actual builder isn't allowed because number boolean string isn't assignable to type. A parameter of type never. Got it. Read only number boolean string is not assignable to never. Okay. So you could use unknown for trivial types, but what happens if you use a complex thing? So actually, I'm just going to get rid of never just to reduce code on screen. I agree. So what's the problem with using unknown? Like, why can't you use unknown for complex types? I think I understand the problem is stated so far, but I don't, or like what the code is written so far rather, but I don't see how it extends into the problem. Am I missing something? Yeah, could you send something that shows like this is a case that I want to be able to do, and the only way to do it reasonably is with any, not unknown? That would be useful. Thanks for sending so far, though. Interesting. I like builder problems, or a builder pattern. Oh, poopies. Well, if you could send it, that'd be great. Do I have time for like one more issue? While you're typing that out. Line 28. What is complex, though? Like, if we... Interface complex. A number, b string, say. Then value. B extends builder. So, like, let's do, like, builder of complex of unknown. Oh yeah, let's do like 3 to start. Known. A, B, C, A, B, B. This is fun. Thank you for starting the discussion. C, C. Complex AA. Builder. What's builder's constraints? So it needs to be an array. Type complex A, B. So can we do like a named tuple here? Is this happy? Well, it's super verbose. But it works. So, excuse me. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna pause on this because I want to get to one more issue while I have energy. But yeah, if you could like send that larger expanded playground, I'd be happy to take a look. Cool stuff. I mean, if it works, it works. The problem then isn't with us. The problem is with TypeScript, that it's super verbose in these cases, is what I would think, you know. All right. Max params don't count this void parameter. Oh, this... Is this a new... Oh, God. New extension rule. I don't have time for this. I don't have the energy. Yeah, we've got a lot of things here. And you know what? I think I don't have the energy for anything big ones. Yeah. Let's do some light issue triage while I'm still here, but don't have the energy for like big PRs. Ooh, someone responded to my control flow graph visualizer thing. Awesome. Yeah, look at this. You're going to have to define better, though. Like, I see what you're saying. Like, there are drawbacks to using unknown over any. But we just need to, like, be able to quantify and qualify what those drawbacks are so that we can compare them and make a statement of, like, yes, this is why we would allow XYZ exemption. And using those drawbacks in the comparison, this is when that exemption would be reasonable, you know? Like, I'm not against the exemption. I just gotta do the paperwork for it. Also, look at this ridiculous playground. I love it so much. So Biome is this, it's like the successor fork from offshoot of Rome, which was this project to do all sorts of stuff in Rust, like linting and formatting. And they have this awesome, look at this control flow graph that they generate for your code. I love it. Like, oh my God. Oh, beautiful. And I want this for our playground because we have a control flow analyzer thingy in typescript-eslint land based on the eslint one. It'd be really nice to have this kind of visualizer. So I did an interview I sat in on with Emma from the project. That's me, same lights. You can actually see in this video, I'll post the issue link in the chat. You can see in the video me forgetting that I'm muted. I had muted myself, getting all annoyed. Yeah, it's really nice. So I want this for our playground, so I filed a feature request 3 hours ago, tagging Emma, and apparently uses Mermaid.js. So that's cool. Ooh, pretty. Nice. Cool. Anyway, nothing to really do there. Let me just, is there anything that wasn't filed by me? That looks like it would be reasonably straightforward to triage. All right. Oh God. I feel like I'm going to regret opening this. It's got 4 comments. It involves promises and optional chaining. Brad posted on it. Yeah, I'll let him sit there. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm tired. I'm done. I'm like looking at things and going, I just don't have the energy for this. So I'm going to sign off for today. But hey, Code and Joy, seriously, thank you for bringing up the discussion. If you have like the complex playgrounds, feel free to like email or like DM or whatnot it to me. Last thing is, I just noticed I have a whisper. Oops, that I haven't been looking at. Twitch. Last thing to look at is who to raid. Oh, I like both of these people, and my default is whoever's got the fewest things. Or fewest, what do you call them? Viewers. So, before I go out, one last bump. Hi everyone, I'm Josh. I work in the TypeScript ecosystem. Not on the TypeScript team, just in the ecosystem. One of the projects I work on, y'all just watch me do a whole bunch of triaging for and peer reviews is TypeScript-eslint. And with that, let's go raid Adjective Allison. Oh yeah, sponsor me on GitHub because I do this for full time and I don't have a company paying me a salary. Buy my book, Learning TypeScript. Yay.